Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 11 of my audio adventures. And to those of you new subscribers, welcome. And I hope you enjoy your stay here. So my last episode, I talked about digital audio workstations and which ones you had the option of choosing from, which there are a lot of them. But I hope that I gave you a little bit of an idea of which ones you should pick and how to look for them. So I'm going to continue with that series in a little bit. But today, I just wanted to talk about creativity again. Last time I talked about creativity, I talked about how you could get in the zone for doing whichever form of artwork you're doing, as well as different ways to get motivated, different ways to get ideas, you know, that whole thing. And today I kind of want to talk about something that I'm currently working on and the severe writer's block that I'm having. So, I'm not going to tell you specifically what I'm working on because I want to save it for when I actually finish it. But it's another game trailer, and it has a lot of series of emotions that are kind of involved with it, and I'm trying to stick with the current theme. It was actually suggested to me that I write music that is completely different from what the game is, and I will do that at some point. But I want to make sure I actually know how to write music for the feel of the game before I start messing with that feel. So I started writing the music, and I've been working on it for about 2 weeks now. And I've gotten lots and lots of ideas for it, but nothing cohesive. So, like, I have this middle 10-second section that I really, really like. And then I keep on coming up with ideas for the first section and the last section. But none of them really sync with the middle very well. And I've kind of been banging my head against it for a while. And the other reason it's been a while since I did a video is because I upgraded my laptop. And I've been working on that trailer. And I took a trip to New York. So my world has been pretty busy. But anyways, so I've been banging my head against the wall trying to figure out what I should do to make this song. Like, no ideas that fit were really coming to me. So finally I asked somebody for some advice, and they said to stop working on it and work on something completely and totally random. Something that doesn't have anything to do with anything. So I shut that off, and I recorded myself doodling on my keyboard. As a note, I don't actually know how to play keyboard. I've been trying to teach myself, but I don't actually know how. So I recorded myself doodling on my keyboard, and I had it hooked into my my Steinway samples. So it's really, really interesting. I'll show you in just a second, but it's really fun playing my keyboard and then having the sounds of a Steinway grand piano come out the other end. It's really, really cool and very encouraging, which is actually a part of what this is. Here is a sample of what came out of that recording. So what did you think of that? I was actually rather impressed with myself. So that was what came out of my improvisation, and I did that for about 45 minutes, and I got a large number of ideas for other songs for me to do, and a couple interesting thoughts for what I'm currently working on. But that's really the whole idea, right? I mean, it's one of the methods of getting yourself out of writer's block is to just work on something else, and if you gain ideas for something to work on in the future, then that's awesome. So, now comes the next part. That night, I went to bed, and I was lying down in, like, this close to falling asleep, and I started thinking about that song again. Like, I started thinking about the video, oh, this happens, and then this happens. And, I started hearing French horns. And then I started hearing violin. And then I started hearing flutes. And, like, this whole orchestra started kind of coming together and playing a melody in my head that I hadn't thought of before. And the first thing that came to my mind was, damn it! Because it was going to take me a little while to turn my computer back on, hook everything up, turn the software on, get the samples loaded up, and then get the idea put in there, which by the time that actually happened, I was probably going to forget it, especially considering how sleepy I was. So, I turned to the one thing that I had left. Cell phone. Yeah, this is my cell phone. I don't use a smartphone. Don't really like them. But even basic cell phones have the ability to record sounds on them. So I use this as my alarm clock. I use it as my watch. I use it as my really awful camera. And I use it for recording. And mostly when I record anything with my phone, it's mostly to record ideas. So, as an example,
at start of main theme, use French horns. Blah, blah, blah.
That's all I'm going to give you. I don't want you hearing me singing to my cell phone. But anyways, it's not a perfect representation because I'm going to not remember all of those ideas that I had that night. And unfortunately, that was right before my New York trip, so I haven't been able to work on it since then. But regardless, it means that idea exists somewhere, and I have a recording to prove it, and that means that when I do work on it later today, I will have a foundation to go off of for a new idea, regardless of whether or not it actually works. At least it's something. So, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, sometimes you just can't get creative, and if you're not, if your creative spark isn't there, then you're not going to get any work done. And so you shouldn't do what I did and sit there hammering at it, trying to get something to work. Just don't do it. It's not going to happen. Instead, I mentioned in my last video going and taking a walk, going for a jog, going to the park, or you can do what I did the other day and play some improv and record everything that you do. Like, I recorded everything that I played on my keyboard. I can go over it in the future and get any ideas out of it. And then always keep your cell phone on you. I mean, you never know when you're going to have an idea. So, if an idea comes to you and you don't have anything nearby, just sing into your cell phone. Sing to your heart's content and let everybody hear you. and then you'll have some place to keep your ideas. You know, so sing into your cell phone, sing into your hand recorder if you have one. If all you have is your laptop and a webcam, sing into that, whatever. So as long as you get your ideas somewhere and you're able to have access to them, then you're golden. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. My next video is going to be continuing on with the series of what hardware and software you need or should have for music work. Pretty soon, I want to start getting a community together for talking about local music events. And I want to start kind of a new section of my YouTube channel that basically talks about local going-ons in music, especially with smaller, lesser-known bands. So if you want to get involved with that, let me know. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.